Hello everyone, this is theunreferenced and today we will talk about garbage collection. So let us start our today's lecture. What is GC? Garbage collection is a memory management technique in Java. Whenever we create any objects or variable, each time they consume some piece of memory in our machine. So this is managed by JVM, Java Virtual Machine. So there are some useless objects and variables that need to be reclaim memory. So this is what garbage collector do. So this is done by Java automatically. In this process, Java collector reclaim memory from unreferenced objects. Those objects uh, who have no reference, no reference variable is pointing to objects. So those objects will have to release memory, and this is done by JVM automatically. Advantages include it make memory more efficient. As you can see that when memory is released, our system will work efficiently and very fine. It is automatically done by JVM, so it is also a huge benefit because in other languages like C++, we have to do this manually by writing destructors like we do write constructor. So it is done automatically. What does unreferenced mean? Unreferenced mean no reference variable is pointing to that object. So that object is unreferenced. Let us take an example. S1 is pointing to this object, S2 is pointing to this object, but this object is created, but no reference variable is pointing to that object. So this is occupying our memory and making our system no, and this is consuming memory of our system. So we need to reclaim memory from that object. So this is the duty of garbage collector. So how can an object be unreferenced? There are three ways. First way is null. We can set a reference variable to null by assigning null value as we done in the previous lecture. Second, we can assign one reference variable to another reference variable, like S1 is pointing to this object, S2 is pointing to this object. After this, S2 will also point this object, but this object will be unreferenced. The third thing is anonymous object. This object is created but no one is pointing to it, so it will also consume our memory. So these are the three different ways of unreferencing object. So now let us discuss a method which is in the system class. This method is known as protected finalize. This method is called before garbage collecting. So when we invoke garbage collector, this method first performs action. So we can write any piece of code in its body. The GC method perform the actual task. It requests Java to invoke garbage collector, and that garbage collector will reclaim memory. So it is this method is also in system class, and this method has a syntax like public static void GC. GC is the name, void means it has no return type, and public is an access modifier. It means that this method can be accessed everywhere. Other access specifier are protected, private, and default. We will talk about them in later in another video. Static is also a modifier. It means that this method can be accessed without creating object. We can write system, the class name, and then method name to access this. We will also talk about static keyword later on in another video. The next thing is that garbage collection is not a granted process. It is not necessary whenever you call GC the garbage collector perform its duty. It will sometime perform its duty and sometime it will not perform its duty. You just have to request for garbage collection. Let us practice this concept quickly. I have to create many objects because I have to unreference them. So copy this and paste this. Let me do this quickly. I have created 5 objects. Let us change their names. I'm creating S2, S3, and these are the anonymous objects. So fine till now. Now let us set S2 as null. For this you have to write null, and S3 S3 as S1. So S3 and S1 are pointing to same objects. So let me remove this piece of code, and inside the student class let us add another thing, that is finalize method. So protected void finalize, then parentheses. So let me just print something here. So I'm printing a simple text known as GC. Save this file, also save this file. Now run your program to see whether GC work or not, because it is not a guaranteed process. So it is not working, because if it is working then it should have to print GC. So this is not working. Let us run this program again. So let's run this program again. It is also again now working. Let me save this. Save this file. It is saved. It is also saved. Let us run again. Now it is not working, because as you can see that maybe my ID is performing Java garbage collection automatically, because you can see here the value 296 by 430. So here you can see it is mentioning that click force garbage collection. So maybe let us another try. Now it is not working. Let me call another version of the, maybe now. So we didn't have call the main thing, and that is system.gc. So please call this method before you wanna perform garbage collection. So now save it. I hope now it will work. Now it is running our application, and you can see that it is printing GC. It means that garbage collector has performed its duty. Thanks for watching. Please do like, share, and subscribe.